I hope this works. I don't know why it's not working today, but I am grateful if it does work today. Well, I'm just going to invite Candace on again. We'll do an introduction to the show maybe another time, but it is what it is. I don't know why it's tripping. It's just saying live, but nothing's happening. Okay, finally, it's working. Hey, girl. I'll let a few more people get on. I'm so sorry for the delay, the technical difficulties. I don't know why it was tripping. It didn't want to go live. It's Thursday night. I don't know. Maybe it was just a lot going on. But I apologize for the delay. It was out of my hands. Instagram wasn't letting me be great. And I appreciate if you stuck around, if you had if you were waiting for us to start at 7, I do apologize. Rue's house starts at 7. We don't start late. We don't do late because we know we respect your time. And so I'm an advocate for starting on time and finishing on time. But anyway, like I said, I'll give you a rundown of Rue's house, my new project, my new baby, where I thought, why can I bridge the gap between home ownership and kind of what their specialties and specialized efforts in home ownership, whether it be with a home inspection, an interior designer, a cleaning company, an appraiser, mortgage lenders, just anybody that can kind of give you a window view of the process of home ownership. Whether you have your home, whether you're looking to sell it, whether you're looking to rent it, whether you're looking to do upgrades, this is the conversation. So hopefully I didn't lose too many people, but that's where we're going. And I would like to introduce Candace Duke, who is a title consultant with MC Real Estate Solutions, and she'll be jumping on in a few minutes. She'll give you a little bit about her company, and a few services. So as I get started, I will try to get her in and get her to join on. Let me see. I have my music. We were set up. Instagram, you about to be fired. Now they won't allow her to join. Thank you, Rochelle, for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for sticking it through. Let me see if it'll allow her to come on. I have Raven, my sister, on. As you can see, she sells insurance. She sells life insurance. So you might want to get with her. Hopefully Candace sees my invite and she'll jump on with me and we can chat because some of our time is gone. And I had a whole itinerary for this event, but life was life and it's not allowing her to join. I don't know. The live wasn't live and now it's not allowing her to join. So let me see. Let's see if that's her. Maybe she jumped in on her other. And it's not allowing her to join. See, there you go, Candace. It wasn't allowing you to be great on the other one.
No, not on the other one. So I just decided to
So
come on this one.
welcome to Whose House, Ruth's House. I am
Hi.
appreciative of you coming on my channel and or on my Instagram live and allowing us to kind of pick your brain and know what you got going on over there at MC Real Estate Title Solutions as the title consultant. So my first question to you, just to do a little icebreaker, if you had to have something in your house, new or old, what would that one component be? For me, I'll go first. I would say multiple shower heads. And I'm
Ooh,
gonna leave
that's
it
good.
at that.
That's good.
I'm gonna leave it at
That's really, really good.
that.
First, I want to thank you for
Yay.
allowing me to come on and join. Um, and I would say, gosh, the shower heads is good. Um, yeah, definitely like a big soaking tub.
Okay.
Like a good like jet, and it's got to have jets so I can, almost like a jacuzzi. Yes, it has to be a jacuzzi tub. Yes, that's what I
That's
need.
it. Top tier. I'm not mad at it. So welcome Candace Duke to our channel or to my Instagram live, Whose House, Ruth's House. My name is Rudy. I go by Renita. That's my good government name. And I thought this would be a great conversation where we bridge home ownership and the other components, whether it be title, a title consultant, or what does the title company do? What processes do they show up for the seller and for the buyer?
Yeah,
And that's why I, reached out to a lot of either some of my contacts, whether they be interior designers, whether it be construction or consulting. They may do staging. They may also do cleaning. And so that's really where this conversation will go. Today is all about title. So it's whose title is it anyway? And so I'll give the floor to Candace so she can give us where her company, maybe a little tidbit of why she started or how she got started in title, and then a few more questions can follow after that.
okay, great. Thank you so much, Renita. I appreciate you so much for the opportunity. And as she said, my name is Candace Duke, and I've been in real estate since 1999 and went from being a processing manager for a real estate company for realtors and went over to the title side and then started my own title company with another attorney, left there, and I saw the need that title companies needed help because it can be a lot of
Yes.
work. So I started what's called, first it was CDQ Consulting and Insurance, and then in September of 2020, I brought on, I partnered with Maria Roches Bias, and we became MC Real Estate Title Solutions. So what we do is we are helping title companies run their business. It takes a lot to do titles. So what most people don't know is that you always need a title company to help you buy or sell or refinance your property, because what they have to do is run the title to your property. So they go to the courthouses and run every document, from every deed, everything that has been on the home, on that home, and sees what liens or who is actually the owner. They find that out by running what's called a title search. So once they do that, it comes back. We have to analyze it. We have to put it in a nice, what's called a binder. Then we have to provide it to the lender, or to if it's a cash buyer, we have to let the buyer know if there's no lender involved, or if it's a refinance, again, a lender has to know what is on the title to the property. So we put that together. Then after we do all that and we get the payoffs, we figure it all out. Then what we have to do is actually do the closing. So that's when everybody comes, signs the documents and everything. And then even after that, the title company has to then record all the documents at the courthouse. And then they issue what's called the final title policy, which shows that they certify that all of the information that was against the property, like all the liens and everything, are now clear, and what's called they conveyed clear title. So that is basically the process of title, and it's a lot involved. So title companies do a lot of work. So that is why MC Real Estate Title Solutions is there for so many different title companies to help them in any part of that
Gotcha.
process.
And that's a good thing because, again, a lot of people don't know the backings of this
Mhm.
process. And typically, this happens a little bit more in the purchase or sale of your property. So, for instance, you search for your home, you like it, you put in the
Mhm.
offer, maybe the offer gets accepted, either there was some negotiation or not, and it could gotten accepted. That's when you either are going to get your EMDs, your earnest money deposits, and in most cases this is where the title company is going to hold it until closing, and that could
Mhm.
be the deposit and closing costs, whatever it is for you to purchase your house or for your house to be sold. They're going to work all of the background for that for the lender. They're going to communicate a lot of this through email. What's the other
Mhm.
couple of systems that you may work with, just
We
to communicate with your clients?
through email, fax. We had different title companies have different systems that they use to communicate through. There's so many different title softwares that people just communicate. But like you said, email, phone, however, there has to be a communication. So we're kind of we're the middleman between everybody. So everyone has to, we have to communicate with all the parties.
All
So
everyone
that's
filter
one
through the
thing
processing. Hmm.
that, as a title company, we have to communicate with everybody, a part of the contract.
And as you maneuver through this process, so like I said, you put in your offer, you
Mm-hmm.
your offer gets ratified, you submit your EMD, and that process then takes off. So now you're confirming, like you said, some of the property information. What happens if some of that information is wrong or is altered? Maybe a name wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
correctly spelled, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
Well,
So that's the great part about title is, and in the land record, you're going to find out all the information about the property. So I've had instances where I get a contract to the property, and the owner, the person who is selling it, is not the owner of record. So
mm,
when that happens, is we have to go back to the seller and the agent and his agent and say, okay, you're not the person, you're not authorized to sell this property. In most cases, it's because the person has passed away and now they're selling it, a part of the estate. I just had an instance this week where there was tax sales involved, and there were some foreclosures that were happened, but the deed wasn't recorded. So there could be several instances why the seller that's on the contract is not the actual owner to the property.
okay. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about doing the title search and what that looks like. If there are any issues that come up once you maybe have put your offer and the offer is accepted on the buyer or the seller side, you are now being updated in the process, and there may be some issues that for whatever reason you didn't know was going to be an issue, and
Mm-hmm.
now it becomes an issue. As you know, as you go through this process, a lot of these things no one knows until
Mm-hmm.
you get there, so you really can't
Exactly.
predict it. Every
No.
scenario is different. And
Yes.
so that's why you have someone like Candace who can
Mm-hmm.
kind of, navigate or at least say, hey, I've had this experience happen before,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I
Yes.
suggest. Or,
Yes, and we're always trying to find solutions to get you to closing. And that is why you want a title company that, when you're out there picking your title company, you want somebody communicating through with you throughout the process, especially when those issues arise. Because you don't want to get a couple days before closing and find out, oh, they found this lien and we can't close on time. because literally you cannot get to the table until all of the issues on title are corrected.
Okay.
And so that is why it's so key, that, that title company, you're checking in saying, okay, is there any issues? It's always good to still communicate throughout the process until you get to that time to go to closing. And you should be hearing from them. That's one of the key things. Renita and I, we've been through
So
some
different.
processes, and we talk every day through the
Yeah, we were
process.
besties. We was like, "Hey, bestie, hey, girl," because it gets that deep.
It is.
It's so in you're in the trenches with your client
Yes.
and with trying to get the process to be completed, and you want the
Yeah.
best at the
Yeah.
end of the day. You are it's your investment, it's their
Yeah.
investment, and you want to make sure that your client has been taken care of, and you're basically, they're trusting you with this process, and they're trusting Candace with this process as saying like, okay, I know, I don't buy and I don't sell houses every day. So
Mm-mm.
I'm leaning on you, and we're leaning as realtors, we're leaning on the title company and
Yes.
all these other components to do their
Yeah.
job. And so
Yes.
when like Candace mentioned, if they're doing their job correctly, we won't miss
Mm-hmm.
anything and get to the table and be delayed.
Exactly.
So as you navigate, or as you've been navigating, like you said, you've been in the business for a while, has there ever been any instances where it was just nothing you could do, or
Mm-hmm.
it was just like, oh my goodness, we're here, we're at this point,
Mm-hmm.
we're literally this close, and then how does that feel for you, being that you invested time and energy, and it's so much, like you
Wow.
said, so much
It
behind the scenes and to
is.
get to that
It
level.
really is truly a lot behind the scenes. And honestly, we don't get paid unless it closes. So that's why it when you work so hard to clear the title to make sure that you're getting to the table, but there is an issue that you just can't, you're not able to what's called insure the property to say that it's clear. Then we just had an instant this week. I had 5 deals,
Mm,
5 deals in about a and they we couldn't close them because they were, they had estate issues, it was a tax sale, so it was so many issues that the underwriter, who are the people who issue the title insurance, said no, this is very messy, so you're going to have claims against the property. And so that's why you get title insurance, is because you want to make sure that if any issues do come up even after title is conveyed to you, then you have the title insurance to protect
to
you.
protect you.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, give us for again, when you're purchasing a home, you will get offered the option to purchase title insurance to protect you and your family and your investment, and how that makes, how later on things, even though everything seems like it's signed, sealed, and delivered, later
Mm-hmm.
on something does show up.
Yep.
What is the title insurance, good for?
Yeah, because things come up. That's great, because I'll tell you so a couple of instances that happen when that happens. And what happens is there is a period of time when you actually run the title to the property, and then there's a time when actually we go to closing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's what's called a gap period. So anything can come up. So say you have a seller who's a little shisty. What they do is take the equity of the house, and they actually go and get another loan on the house, but we don't know that they got another loan on the house because it takes time to
Mm-hmm.
record. So we go to closing and everything, and then and they convey the title, and the seller's like, yeah, no, I don't have any other loans on the property, lies about it, and walks away. A year later, now you're in your house for a year, you're like, oh, I need to refinance, and maybe I need to lower my rate. And what happens is they go to run the title, and they're like, oh, there's this other lien on your house from the previous seller. what title insurance does is if you have owner's title insurance, the title insurance will then go back and make sure that it gets paid off,
Hmm.
cleared, so it's not your
Your
issue.
issue, yeah, exactly. And
So
that
that's
protects
why I
you.
tell
Hmm.
everybody, make sure you get your owner's title insurance policy because anything can come up. And that's a great example of the things that you don't know. And
You
that's
don't know.
what insurance, this title insurance, and it's a one-time fee. You get you have when you actually have a loan, you have to get a loan policy, and then the owners is always optional.
Hmm.
So I tell people all the time, the best thing to do is make sure you get your owner's title insurance. You can opt out of it, which people do, but
Yeah,
I highly suggest you do it because it's a one-time fee. You pay it one time and then it protects you forever long you own the property. So it's
exactly.
very key to make sure that you have that owner's title insurance.
Oh, awesome. And I mean, like you said, it's a one-time fee. It makes sense to do it. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you're like, I'm over it, I'm exhausted, I don't want to spend any more money, but
Yep.
it makes sense to have that insurance just for
Yes.
safe issues or just for safe causes in the instance of something. And even now they're talking about people just stealing your whole home from right up under you. And that title insurance is supposed to be able to protect you during that process
Yes,
too. So
definitely. And that's why, they have this other type of insurance that's out there that's kind of fraudulent, but the title insurance that you get when you go to closing on when you purchase your home, it protects you for however long and so like I said, it's a
one time
one-time
fee.
fee. One
So
time.
we appreciate this conversation. I know a few of my listeners and viewers have been able to check us out. If you have any other services that MC Real Estate Solutions provides, please let us know in any and whatever way that we can get in contact with you and follow you and keep us informed at any of these updates and changes that do happen in the title world.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. I would say definitely you can always join us on Instagram. We're at MC underscore real underscore estate underscore title underscore solution. So definitely join us on Instagram. We like to put things out there. Also, if you have ever having a title question, I can be reached too at Candace at mctitlesolutions.com. People call me all the time. Got a call today. A friend of ours always they give out my number if someone has a question about a property, and we have a lot of sources, so I was able to give him the information. So I can also be reached via phone at 703-798-6705. That's my mobile, and I'm always quick to text people back. So Rudy knows. She calls me at 9 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yes. Like, what's up, girl?
And I'm like,
What happened? What does this mean? And so I appreciate you, Candace, for joining us today for
thank you
this
so
segment.
much for having me,
No problem. And
Renita. You've been great, and I just appreciate the opportunity, and I hope everyone has a great evening.
please be sure to follow Candace. Be sure to reach out to her if you have any title questions. She is your girl. I appreciate everybody tuning in for Whose House, Ruth's House. And I promise that next week there should not be any technical difficulties and we should be able to get on time. So just act like that didn't happen because it was
Yes,
an
that didn't
overall
even
good
happen.
experience and good information, and we were able to provide that to you tonight. So I will be here this time next week with a new person. I can't think of the person right now, but I'm having a moment. But anyway,
New
new
professional.
professional,
Yeah.
new experience, new chat, and I hope that you guys will be able to join the same time, same channel. Peace.
All right, Ruth's house. Bye, everyone.